What is going on, deck builders? I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Alex. Thank you so much for joining me for episode number 12 of Super Budget Commander. Today, we're honing in on the Izzet Artificer Superstar Jhoira Weatherlight Captain. This is a blindingly fast deck built around powerful artifact combos, and I hope you enjoy it. As always, a Super Budget Commander deck has a maximum price tag of $50, and most cards in this deck list can be purchased for less than $1 each. And don't be fooled by the low price tag. A Super Budget Commander deck has a clear, consistent strategy and is built to win. So without further ado, let's get started. Card draw is critical to the success of any commander deck, and lucky enough for us, Jhoira is the queen of card draw. This build is focused exclusively on exploiting Jhoira's ability to its fullest. That's why I've included 35 artifacts in this deck. The goal is to get Jhoira online as quickly as possible, use her ability to draw into our combo pieces, and win the game. Simple, fast, and efficient. Everything a good Izzet deck should be. The beauty of a commander like Jhoira is artifacts that in most decks would be exclusively for ramp are also potential card draw. In this case, when it comes to mana rocks, it's definitely the more the merrier. Not only does having more increase our odds of getting off to a quick start, when we pull these late game with Jhoira on the battlefield, they become ways to fill up our hand with new cards. We do have a few rocks like Fire Diamond that enter the battlefield tapped, which is annoying, but when you're balling on a budget, you have to make sacrifices. Now yes, I know technically cost reducers are not mana rampers, so please don't hate me. However, creatures like Ethereum Sculptor are very important to the success of this deck. It can help make a lot of these mana rocks free to cast, which is just stellar. Obviously, Jhoira is the primary source of card draw in this deck. However, she's brought along a few friends like Riddlesmith and Quicksmith Genius who can do a decent job of replicating her ability. And because I don't like playing nice with others, but really like drawing cards, we can't forget about our good fish friend, Mystic Remora. And who could forget about our good bird buddy, Artificer's Assistant? Not only is he flavorful, he's pretty powerful too. The real card draw MVP in this deck though is Paradoxical Outcome. This card is absolutely bananas. With Jhoira on the battlefield in a board state full of artifacts, Paradoxical Outcome is so much card draw, it's ridiculous. And since the goal of this deck is to be the jerk combo player, naturally everybody at the table is going to gang up on you. That's why we need cards like Hope of Ghirapur and a ton of counterspells to make sure we keep them at bay and can still make big plays. And for my fellow budget blue mages out there, definitely get yourself a copy of Foil. This card always catches people by surprise. And if we're in the unfortunate situation where we need to start bouncing our opponent's permanents back to their hands, we have cards like Words of Wind, Into the Royal, and Coastal Breach that are perfect for that. If an obnoxious creature sticks its ugly mug on the battlefield, we zap it back to the Shadow Realm with the help of spells like Rapid Hybridization or Reality Shift. This deck features some pretty obscure artifacts. Now a few of you might be like, Claws of Gix, Lodestone Bauble, I've never even heard of those cards, and that's perfectly okay. In any other strategy they'd be hot garbage, but alongside Jhoira, it's free card draw. It's important to have a wide variety of artifacts at our disposal that can help us against whatever strategy we might come up against. Speaking of versatility, Scrap Trawler and Shimmermere are perfect for helping us recur cards from our graveyard or cast our artifacts with Flash, which can really come in handy. I also really like Trinket Mage and Artificer's Intuition that can help us turn some of the more obscure artifacts into ones we might actually like a Soul Ring for instance. And who could forget about Goblin Welder, probably the best creature in this deck outside of Jhoira of course. Who doesn't want to swap out a Bauble for an Aetherflux Reservoir? The primary combo this deck runs has 3 key pieces: Intruder Alarm, Ornithopter, and Retraction Helix. You can also complete the combo with Phyrexian Walker or Banishing Knack in place of the Thopter or the Helix respectively. Now before you start going combo crazy, you need Jhoira, Riddlesmith, or Quicksmith Genius on the battlefield. Being able to draw a card every time an artifact comes into play under our control is very important. With Jhoira and Intruder Alarm on the battlefield, we're going to cast Retraction Helix targeting Jhoira. Now we can play a 0-mana creature like Ornithopter, which when we cast it will allow us to draw a card with Jhoira's ability. We can then tap Jhoira using the Retraction Helix to send Ornithopter back to our hand that we can then cast again to draw another card, untap Jhoira, tap Jhoira to send it back to our hand, and continue this loop over and over again. With the Intruder Alarm loop in place, we can dig until we find an Aetherflux Reservoir and put that on the battlefield. Now, because we're casting Ornithopter over and over again, we can build up enough life to be able to laser everybody in the face for the win. When it comes to upgrading this deck, the first place to start is the Mana Rocks. There are so many cheap to cast or free to cast Mana Rocks out there that yes, they are expensive, but they are absurdly powerful in a deck like this. I'd also strongly recommend a Sensei's Divining Top and a Metal Worker. Both go a long way towards facilitating quick combos. Speaking of brutal combos that make people want to rage quit, Paradox Engine, Isochron Scepter with a dramatic reversal, and a ton of tutors to fetch out all the pieces are just what the doctor ordered. Next time on Super Budget Commander. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can help me out by leaving a like, and if you're new around here, subscribe and welcome to the Deck Builders Society. And you know what's up. Stay classy, Deck Builders. I'll see you next time.